Hello, welcome to another San Diego Weiss Shores deck discussion. This week we're going to do Kantai Collection with our two Mike Changs, Jono and Kenny. They both play Kantai. They both played it at WGP, though Kenny's deck was being lent out to another person. But they're going to go over what they each play, and then they're going to go over the difference between their decks, and then some additional card discussion after. So go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go over my deck first. My deck's on the left. It's Kenny's deck. I play 3 Hibiki, anti-heal, 1 reversed, pay 1, send it to memory, and play 1/0 Barony from waiting room. Play 3 of the Inazuma on play top check. If it's not a ship girl, rest it. When sent to waiting room, pay 1, clock 1, search for a level 1 or lower. Play 4 Akatsuki, winter moment, discard, look at top 4. Play 1 Amagi, 500 center slot. When you play a climax, you can pay 1, look at top 4, add a character to hand. I play another one of the Okanami, which is on play, bounce a front row, level 0 or cost 0, and act effect, pay 1, send this card to waiting room, look at top 4, add a ship girl. I play 3 of the Z3. When you level up, pay 2, search, and rest, give a character 1500. Play 1 Festival Jinsu, clock, discard, search for a climax, and 2 Akitsushima, one or less other character, gain 15, and run to right slot. I play 2 Vanilla Punches, 1 of each color. I play 3 Vernies, 4 Prince, climax combo with Stock Soul. Pay 1, search for a character, gain 2k to end of opponent's turn. Play 3 Z3's Y. Global 5 with when you use Act Effect, give a character 1k. I play 1/1 Graf Zeppelin, 2 or more other ship girls, gains 1 level and 1500 power. I play 2 Z1's Ys. When you use an Act Effect, gain 500 times your field, and if it faces a level 3, gain 1500. I play 3 Musashis, can't side attack, and when I cancel damage, or when this card's damage is canceled, mill top card burn for level +1. 1 tea time Congo, early play salvage. If you have 6 or more climaxes and gains 1k. Play 1 of Prince Restander, markers, a 1/0 Prince, pay 3, discard 1 when you reverse a character restand. 2 Kashima, on play, draw 2, discard 1, gain power, times field, and on reverse, burn for equal to reverse characters, and 2 compasses. And Jono, your deck.
Okay. So for my deck, I play 4, same as Kenny, I play the Bernie change. Hibiki the Bernie change, I play 4 of instead of 3. And I play the same amount of 1 stop 1 damage with the waiting room search. 4 Akatsuki's as usual, and 3 Z3s. Instead of the runner, I do play a stock or clock bomb, 0/0 Ushio, shift effect, and 1k power. At level 1, I also play 2 vanilla punches, however mine are both red. I play Amaya, which is when you use an act effect, gain for this turn on reverse blind stock. So instead of the Prince combo, I play the U511 to Rogue change and the Gold Bar combo. So I play 4 of each. And at level 1, I also play 3 of the Z3 Kai, same as Kenny. And the 1/1 mill 3 punch. When you use this punch, you must mill the top 3 cards of your deck. All I have are the 4/2/1 Rose and 1/2/1 punch, 2/1 3k punch. When you use this punch, you mill 3 cards off the top of your opponent's deck. And at level 3, I play 1 Musashi and 4 Fubuki. And I play 1 Compass for my event.
Alright, so
Kenny, you play a lot of 1-ofs.
Yeah.
You want to talk about those?
That's what we're going to start off with. Alright. So, for 1-ofs, the Okanami and the Amagi, at first, when I first started playing this deck, I played 2 Amagis. And I actually played 2 of the Z3s, each of the Z3s. as I went on, I realized that like the Z3s are really good, which is why I had to up them to 3, and like that's pretty much the standard now. I was like almost everybody plays them at 3. But I like playing Amagi still because Amagi kind of helps with dealing with emergency situations. You need to mill through your deck like extra fast when just 4 Akatskis is not enough. Because Kantai obviously has a hard time playing Brainstormers, so having like 6 mill cards is pretty helpful. The Okanami is like a really cool tech card that some people play about and some people don't. Bounce effect's really broken, and the reason why I don't play 2 Amagis is because it's a back row card, so it's really hard keeping it in like having eight back row cards, and so Okanami kind of replaces that. Yeah.
What about the 1 stock 1 damage search a climax? Or 1 stock 1 damage 1 hand search a climax.
Oh, the
No,
Jinsu
there's no
is
1 stock, not 1 stock. Sorry, yeah, Jinsu.
yeah.
She
This card.
her effect is
I think it's good because searching for climaxes can be broken sometimes. Like when you don't draw into like I really don't like playing climax combos because they're very inconsistent. So it just makes them just that much more consistent. Like pretty much playing 9 climaxes.
Do you think Jinsu not costing a stock is pretty important, or
I think it's all right.
there's some random theoretic. Okay.
I think I don't think I'd play it if it cost, or no, I probably would play it if it still costed a stock. It's
Okay.
all right.
So like the deck generates enough stock for you to do what you want to do, and
Yeah.
have more.
Because realistically, my level 3 game, regardless of like my field orientation, only requires like 6 stock to go off.
Okay. So since you don't, so at level 2, I don't play the anti-level 3, and you do. I'm assuming it's because you needed to get over 3s. Whereas if I play row, I have the row comics combo as a pseudo anti-level 3.
Yeah,
One
exactly.
is really good, or
The level 2 early killer is really strong. It's not only really strong as early plays. Like if you use an act effect, it's 9/5 if you have a full field, so it's just really good at killing stuff throughout the game.
Mhm.
And it transitions really well into level 3. I used to play the Avakuma instead, which we'll go over later.
Okay.
But I changed it to this card because I think this card's a little better.
Okay. Also the tea time Congo. Yes, I almost forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I'll go over tea time Congo.
Do you
All
think
right,
it's
so yeah.
Do you think it's necessary to early play her, or is she
Um,
just there as a salvage option?
I've actually like almost never used her to early play, and I've been playing this deck for a couple months now. The main reason why I really like her is because she is really good for 2 turns at level 3. Because sometimes when you play 3 characters and like you have to discard card with like Prince Restander or just like your level 3s die because Kashima's really weak 9/5 base and stuff, like it just gives you a second turn at level 3, like fulfilling level 3s sometimes, and it's really helpful.
Okay. So I guess on my side of things, what is there to talk about? The level 0 clock reverser, I guess. That's pretty important. Because you don't run it in yours, I run it in mine.
Yeah.
Why did you not choose to play it?
Oh, for color? Because I need more red.
Yeah. Oh, for color. Okay. So I guess
Because
the reason I chose it.
Because I actually play completely tricolor, or like I play how many? I play 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I play like 7 yellows and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reds. And you play, what do you play? You play 2, 3, 7 reds, and you play 1, 2, 3, 3 yellow.
Yes. Yes, I only play 3 yellow.
So let's talk about that.
So okay, my deck plays 7 red cards, and that is partially the reason why you see 4 Fubukis. You're probably going to end up leveling a Fubuki in an ideal scenario. So you're dealing with 3 Fubukis left to play with potentially. And the deck that I have does not have very good ways of grabbing what you want. So you can only grab the level 3 Fubuki through triggering a door, the pay 2 search from Z3, or any of the top check 4s. So that's the reason why I play 3 is I'm not guaranteed to want to or be able to search with the pay to search into a Fubuki. So having 4 is, I think, pretty important for the deck.
Yeah, so I
And
think,
because the level, oh sorry, continue.
well, yeah, I think that's the reason why I can like get away with playing all these 1-ofs is because I play Prince, and Prince just gives you the direct search, so I can just grab stuff as I need it.
Yeah. My deck has a lot of, as you can see, my deck has a lot more 4-ofs than Kenny's, and part of that is I feel my deck is more field oriented. I try to play as consistent or and strong of a level 1 and 2 game as possible. So I've used the row 5-1-1 change, of course. Your opponent either has to deal with that card and have it change into a 2-1, basically not kill the card, and you get a free card that becomes potentially 6-5 on your turn again.
Yeah,
And 6-5 is around like the base defense, I guess, of most 1-0s. Some 1-0s hit 7k on their own, but that's pretty rare. So in combination with a really strong power back row, the Z3s that we both play, you can usually run over whatever your opponent plays.
yeah. So the one thing I do like about like the U-row combo is that it on your turn, the 1-0 is really strong. Like it actually puts pressure onto killing things, and like if it dies, it kind of has like that in case thing to change into the 2-1.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's really weak on defense, which is what
Yes.
like my deck is a little better at doing, because the princes will go to 6-5 by themselves, which is really equivalent to like the girlfriend beta wall. So it's similar in that case. And do you think that letting your opponent get like plus combos off is like detrimental in when you play?
Okay, so yes, it kind of hurts when your opponent gets a hot plus combo, but you you don't exactly so you don't lose to every single plus combo. Your 5-1-1 with the punch will with the full back row will get you over, like for example, girlfriend beta, the low attack plusing combos. Anything with like medium to high attack, I would just let go and
Yeah,
not contest.
like Minamis, like Cinderella girls and stuff.
Yeah, since like CG stuff, unless you manage to stop the first one, you would probably just let the rest go. You can maybe stop one. You can stop one Minami, I think,
Yeah.
potentially. Unless yeah, you can I think you can stop one Minami. So
So
my deck tries to play more of a value war. So it does kind of hurt when your opponent gets climax combos off. However, when I change into the rows, usually your opponent has problems dealing with that. So that's
okay.
kind of where you get back in a bit of an advantage.
Okay. So I have a question. How hard do you have a like how hard of a time do you have paying out climaxes in your
Oh,
deck build?
so this build, whether or not you pay out climaxes is, I have to say, pretty random. If they kill your 5-1-1s, you will probably be able to pay out your climax. That's one thing. So if 5-1 dies, you get to pay one stock, one hand, and potentially probably pay out a climax eventually. So for example, if you have a field of two 5-1-1s, you know next turn if your opponent kills both of them, you can pay out 2 stock. Also, when you level up pay 2 surge allows you to pay 2 stock if you so choose to.
Yeah,
And
because
I guess since wait, the deck is also 4 gold bars, 4 doors, so the gold bars will never be in stock unless you blind stock them.
yeah, it makes sense.
So that helps, and you can also choose not to blind stock sometimes. Sometimes not worse. Sometimes you have to go for the risk, but there are times where you can choose not to blind stock if you don't want to end up with unclean stock.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I play a lot of these one-of cards in my deck is because I've learned that paying out stock is sometimes really difficult with this deck. Because
Yeah,
example, the Z3s are only let you pay out stock when you level up. So if you like bury a climax like turn 1 or turn 2, and then like level 3 lasts a little longer than that, it's really hard paying out the stock. You don't really ideally you don't want to be playing over your U's or Inazumas to pay out stocks. That's also like really inefficient, which is why I
yeah,
play this
because you
1-1
get a
draft.
rested character.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially for
and
you.
like
You 501. You,
even just playing like 1-1 punches, I've learned, or like cost 1 punches is really it's very situational when you can actually pay out stock efficiently.
so I guess I have a Maya. I have a one of Maya. So why that card exists? I find that this deck has a really hard time of generating free advantage because everything you do pretty much will cost you 1 stock to get a hand. So Hibiki, when it gets reversed, you pay 1 change in the Bernie. So that's a 1 stock kind of for 1 card extra. And the pay 2 search is 2 stock for a card. 1 stock, 1 damage for the Inazuma. And then we have the U501 to road change, which is hand neutral, assuming. So if they kill your character, you get to play another free character, which is it doesn't plus you hand, unless you play the gold bar down. So that's why this deck has a pretty hard time gaining free advantage, which ends up giving it mediocre compression in the mid game unless you maintain a field. So this deck can't compress too hard unless it gets a few turn where the field isn't killed, basically.
Yeah, because I've actually tried playing you and Ro before, and I've felt that while I'm playing it, I don't build as much stock and I don't build as much hand, but I always will have the rows on the field, so.
That is, I think, a trade-off that you pay.
How exactly does how do you work your level 3 exactly? Because Fubuki costs a lot of stock to do, and I don't see building up a lot of stock to play 2 Fubukis every game.
So yeah, sometimes you can get off 2 Fubukis, although I think the requirement is, let's see, you pay 4 stock for 2 Fubukis, you pay 3 for 1. Fubukis pay 3, yeah, pay 3 ditch 2. So you pay 4, you pay 3, and you need to have 1 stock after you do that. Yeah, so then that's 3, 4, that's 8 stock. So double Fubuki is 8 stock, which it is quite a bit of stock, and there are a lot of games where you won't get that stock just because of how fast you push the game. Pushes for a pretty fast game because you have 4 gold bars and 4 doors. You're most likely 1k1ing your opponent many turns, or in a more ideal situation, I guess. You will be playing 1k1s at least, maybe I want to say 30-40% of your turns.
Yeah.
Especially if they're good 1k1s to play right now. Out of climaxes, you want to rush them at 0, then you play a 1k1. I guess an important part of this is a lot of your characters at 0 give you back a card, so you can play really aggressively at 0.
Yeah, I agree with that. Really
That's
strong.
something I think most Kantai decks have in common. I guess, for example, Rabbits has a runner whose effect is on your turn gain 1k, and it's 1/5 base, and it runs anywhere. That card has a big problem against Kantai because if Rabbits goes first and they just play the runner, Kantai has the resources to throw down 3 zeros and 1k1 and kill the runner.
Yeah,
and
I
that
feel
feels really bad.
That's kind of a deal with any runner, except for probably the standard 2/5 vanilla runner, because I think the 2/5 vanilla, I think even for Kantai, it's kind of hard fulfilling a full 2/5 plus lineup.
Yeah.
Not to mention my deck doesn't play 2 1k1s, it plays 1 stock soul and 1 1k1.
Yeah.
Which brings up why I don't play Maya is because of that stock soul. Because I've actually tried playing Maya in the stock soul deck as well, because I think getting free cards for no reason is pretty good, but it makes it really hard killing stuff sometimes when you have to put power on Maya for it to kill things, because it'll be 5k base with a stock soul.
That's why I in this deck I usually find myself pay 2 searching the Maya sometimes, because I run so many 4-ofs of the other cards. I usually end up with 1 or 2 copies of them in hand or on the field already, because it's a Hibiki Verni to Verni change.
Yeah.
So I pay 2 search the Maya to recoup that 1 stock I use for the 1 extra stock I use to search a character, basically. It's kind of, I think, because pay 2 search decompresses. You're paying 2 to search to plus 1. And that kind of makes it less. Maya makes it less painful, in my opinion. So I guess I treat it like a level 1 combo, but it doesn't require a climax. Put it that way. Oh yeah, I guess to the 3 yellow cards I have in my deck. The 2-1 punch, you don't need color to play, obviously. Now the Musashi and the Compass. Initially, when I first built this deck, I did not have Musashi or Compass. I had a second Maya and 1 Kashima. So the reason why I don't play Kashima anymore is because your Rose gets so strong that your opponent will most likely not have a field unless, for example, they're playing CG, and if they're playing CG, you're gonna have a hard time killing them anyway, killing any of their characters anyways. So anything that kills Ro is going to be at least it's like 9-10k, and if you had a punch, then that had to be at least 12-5. So that's something you're gonna have a hard time getting over on your turn, which is why I feel that the Kashima climax is a lot worse in the Ro deck.
Okay. Because
As this this deck does not fall behind in field. It rarely ever falls behind in field.
yeah.
Unless you just draw terribly. But now, so reason I put down Compass as a one-up is because that Compass will probably end up in your waiting room sometime during your first refresh, and if your opponent sees that, he'll probably actively try to play around it.
So it's just meant to mind game people.
It's more or less a mind game. And Fubuki draws, so it's not like you will never get Compass. Yeah, and the one Musashi, as you said, Fubuki's expensive, so one Musashi can help.
I mean,
The funny thing is,
how often do you actually like have yellow in your level?
actually, most of my games that I don't win before I hit 3 or like the first turn of 3, I'll have yellow. It's weird because a Compass is a card you tend to keep, and if you want, you can grab the 2-1 punch. And for example, the 2-1 punch is more of a tech card in this deck. You play it against Monogatari. Monogatari has clown glasses, and that requires, I think, 5 or more cards in deck to use. If you use that punch during your opponent's turn, you mill 3 more cards. And since counter step comes after the attack declaration step, if you use the Fubuki combo and burn cards from top of the opponent's deck, they could potentially go down to 4 or less cards in deck, and that doesn't allow them to use clown glasses.
Oh, that's so situational. What is this?
That 2-1 is like it's a Monogatari tech I added.
Okay, sure.
And that kind of led it to me putting in the other stuff like the Musashi and Compass. Because without the 2-1 punch, I don't think I would ever play Musashi and Compass in this deck.
All right, so would you? Because you say you didn't like Kashima because it's kind of hard killing things, right?
Yes.
So would you consider playing Kongo in your deck instead?
No, because that would make the climax way too hard to grab. Kongo doesn't draw. So in order to grab the climax, you have to play a Jinsu. And if I want to play a Jinsu, I have to take something else out of this deck. And that's just this deck has no space. Although if I took out cards, it would probably be from the 0-1 change. But as of now, I find the 0-1 change already inconsistent enough as a 4/4.
Yeah.
That I don't want to reduce it to a 3/3.
I've been playing it at 3/3. I agree with you. Sometimes I can go the whole game without like seeing either of them, but I feel like there's enough stuff in the deck to like play with it. And if I'm playing against like a very heal spammy deck, the deck has enough resources to specifically grab at least a Hibiki to slam with to anti-heal.
Yeah,
which is kind of how
so,
I
like my
play it.
deck. Yeah, your deck plays Hibiki as more of a anti-heal tech. Mine actually uses Hibiki in the game plan because you're trying to essentially start from level 0 on. My deck plays a resource warfare against the opponent. You want to trade as efficiently as you can to try and push your opponent out of hand size. So at some point, because your cards, your level 0 cards, all +1, and they have a decently high power, and since you have a 1/5 power assist, you're going to get over their thing and have a character left. And your opponent has to answer that character. So between 0 and 1, you'll probably plus like 1 or 2 cards unusual like over your opponent. And when it comes to the 1 game, your 1/0 changes to 2/1, and if your opponent doesn't kill that 2/1, they're gonna that's kind of how this deck pluses, and it'll give them a hard time because eventually they'll have to start clocking their late game, and once they're clocking their late game, you know that their late game also won't be really strong anymore.
Yeah, makes sense. Just like attrition battle then?
Yeah, like this deck tries to play attrition battle, which why when you take 2 soul triggers when an opponent plays stock soul, it's pretty painful.
Yeah, for my deck build, usually what I do is I can usually go most games with like X amount of stock, full field, and like 7 hand. And
Yeah.
I can compress really well because I'm like directly searching with Prince. And I can like I've learned I can waste a lot of stock in this deck to do like a lot of things because 6 stock is actually really easy to get. So
Yes. Your deck has a much stronger finisher than my deck, I think.
so yeah, what is your opinion on that? Like how strong of a like so how does your deck win exactly? If
Like I said, you play attrition battle between 0, 1, and 2. Sometimes there are many games where I win without even hitting level 3 because of that attrition battle. If you win that attrition battle between 0, 1, and 2 and cancel a decent amount, you very likely will only need one Fubuki to end the game, if any.
yeah, because sometimes I some like this deck has the potential to win at level 2. Like if you get pushed really hard early game and like I'm level 3, my opponent's like level 2 something, I can usually try and push for game, if not like get them
Yeah,
into deep level 3. So my
yeah.
deck has comeback potential and based on how I've been playing it. How about yours?
Mine has it has almost zero comeback potential, man. The only thing that has any bit of comeback potential is double Fubuki. So if you're really trying to, if you're in a position where you're trying to come back on the field, you're probably gonna lose that game. But if if you're trying to crash your field, you're gonna have to rely on double Fubuki to end the game, pretty much. Unless you get really lucky, your opponent eats 6 or 7 in a turn, and I mean that just happens sometimes, and that's just RNG. But most of the time, you should try your hardest to win between 0 and 2, and that's where this deck shines the most, I think.
Okay.
So, are there some other there are other cards you want to talk about, right? Other than the cards
Yeah.
in our two decks. So let's start with Kongo.
Yeah,
Right?
we talked about it
Because
earlier.
my deck has no space for Kongo, right?
Yeah, or shit, there she
A
is.
very popular build in Japan right now is they play the Kongo 3/2 and the card that changes into, but since that
Like,
requires a bunch of cards, I don't have the card space for it because I'm running 1/0 to 1 change, 1/1 to 2 change, and that's already 16 cards. So I have no space in my deck for this. Kenny,
hmm.
so your deck might have the space to play this card, and why don't you play it?
So I haven't been playing it because, well, one, I don't have them, I guess. But I actually thought about it, and like in my deck, I only played 2 Kashimas. So
Yeah.
I'd actually have to take out like I'd have to make the level 3 game completely dedicated to this,
Yes.
and I don't want to because I'm probably not going to be healing. So I'd have to like change up my deck completely if I'd have to do this because I kind of feel playing Verni with this
Okay.
3/3 is also kind of inefficient. But
Yeah.
then I guess you could
Yeah.
argue that like you just don't play the 3/3 and you can just play like the 3/2 to like field wipe yourself. But then I guess I have to take out Compass as well. So like there's just a lot of things I'd have to
Uh,
do like to change the deck around if I played Congo.
yeah. Most Kongo lists I've seen, they don't play any of the choose three. They go at choose 0 and just go level 1 Prince, level 3 Kongo, doing
Yeah, like
secondary contact.
I definitely think I could do that as well, like just not play any of the choose threes. And I guess I could argue you could do that as well. And that would open up like a lot of room for your deck too.
I feel like the 1 to 2 chains though still takes up too much space. That's in my opinion. In my opinion, it's 8 cards. It's 4 twos. Having 4 twos in your deck really clogs it up, especially if you want to include like other anti-change options or level 2 cards that do things.
Okay.
So
Yeah, another card I
what
want to
other?
talk about is I've seen some deck lists play this Teruzuki combo. Um, have you ever thought about playing this card?
Yes. So I guess partially why I never thought about this card is because it's yellow, and my deck I think struggles to fit yellow. I would play it in a different setup. I do have Teruzuki's, but I don't have a setup for that deck yet. I'm pretty sure Destroyer decks will play Teruzuki, but Destroyer is very niche and currently doesn't have enough support, in my opinion. It has some good cards in there, though.
Yeah,
Um,
'cause I think most decks play like a lot of destroyers, so I definitely think like this deck can
mhm.
work. Like you can play this with what can you play? You can play with Duvernies. You can play it with like most of the level zeros. Let me just go back to like our like your deck.
It doesn't
How
top
many?
check as
Like
a destroyer though. It
yeah,
touches any.
your entire level zero is destroyers. If you were to take out like the U and Ro combo and like play Teruzuki, like
You don't need destroyer to play Teruzuki though. It checks out for a ship girl character.
oh it does.
Yeah. So I'm saying it's good in a destroyer deck because there are cards that synergize with destroyers. There's but I don't think it's worth talking about though because it's not highly represented and really it's too clunky at the moment. However, Teruzuki is a very good level 1+ combo that's free, I think. Because what we're missing, so Prince costs a stock, right?
Yeah,
And Ro costs one stock, one hand to change. Arguably, you can say it's free, it's not free, I don't know. But this is probably the only thing that is besides Shimakaze, right? One of the
yeah.
few level 1 combos that are free. And it comes with a shot. I don't know how good shots are in Kantai. Haven't I haven't tried them, but
Yeah, because like this card, let me think here. It'd be a 5/5 on attack base, and like with even with the Z3 combo, I think it could like put pressure on to kill things, and it has hand on core, so it really doesn't
yes.
care what it's triggering because you can just like use it to discard with it. And
It's extremely spammable.
yeah, I also feel like with Jinsu as well, this combo can be really consistent.
Oh yeah. Hmm. So what do you think a deck that plays Teruzuki would
Would look
play in
like,
the other levels, I guess? Yeah.
well,
So I guess narrowing it down a level 1 specifically, what else to play with this card?
hmm, let me think. So let me think of some other decks that play this. Animals. What does Animals play? Animals has an Ellie. Um,
Yeah. So do you think this will go with anti-heal? So do you think yellow green is the way to go for the double Z3 back row still?
yeah, because you definitely want to play the Z3s because I think that's what allows us to kill things.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
So hmm.
Hard
Oh, yeah,
question.
we can talk about that some other time. And let's move on to a different card then. I think we spent enough time talking about Teruzuki.
Um, what else do you want to talk about? Oh yeah, neither of us play this 1/0 Bismarck.
Yes, yes.
Arguably, a lot of people do play it. It's a really good card, actually. When you use an act effect, gains 15. So it's a 7k base if you're playing the Z3, which a lot of people do. And downside is, once reversed, you can't 3-stock Encore.
Yes, so do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I don't play it because I actually put it in my deck and I tried it out, and um, I've actually lost 2 games in a row by having to slam this card, and not being able to 3-stock Encore has lost me the game. So it's just like has scarred me to where I do not want to play it.
Yeah, so I think the when you activate a punch plus 1/5 is kind of what's the word for that? Misleading, I guess, in a way. It This card, yes, it is really strong and it probably allows you to open an empty lane. But the way I see to play around Bismarck, or the best way probably to play around Bismarck. First of all, the number one way is to get over Bismarck, but that's almost never gonna happen. So the second best way to play around Bismarck is to take one character that's 500 above Bismarck and attack that lane first. So now your opponent is forced to use their punch and completely over punch for Bismarck.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it essentially makes Bismarck's plus 1/5 useless. But it does, however, force your opponent into the line of play where they had to do that and leave an empty lane. So the way I think about it is if you want empty lanes, play Bismarck. So if you're looking for empty front row lanes, play this card. And of course, well, you have to make sure your deck has consistent punches though. And if you can get consistent punches,
Yeah,
then this card it's a very good card. It's 7k on your turn. It for sure can get
that's
over
another
things.
thing. Like
Yeah.
you'd have to play like at least like minimum 3 punches, I'd say, for this card, because that's the only time I'd say it's useful is when you're punching with it. Other than that, it's like it's sitting there
Aesthetically.
5/5, so it's just like a vanilla. It's just a vanilla,
Well,
and
I
it's
mean, you
strong
have
on
the
your
Axe.
turn. And it'll probably die.
Yeah, it has the X plus 1/5. On your turn, it's a
On your
good card that can get
yeah,
over stuff.
on your turn it's really strong because you have this thing
It's a good
and
power
this
card.
thing. But like defensively, it'll die, and unless you like do weird things and or have a punch.
Yeah. So, do you think? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh, what's up?
Do you think? So,
Are we
what is
still-
the final evaluation on the card? Like, do you just think it's not good, or some decks?
Mm, it's not good for my deck, and I don't know how. What's your opinion on your deck? The reason why it's not good in my deck is because I only play 2 punches in my deck, and I would not want to up it to 3 just because
Okay.
like I play 3 on reverse effects. I play the 2 Kashimas and I play the 1 Prince Standard.
Okay.
So like at towards level 2 game, I kind of like my stuff like dying as people are playing stronger things,
Okay.
so I can get on reverse effects off easier.
Yeah.
So
I just don't have the space for it.
I don't want to make my deck any more like field presency past level 1, or is where I would
Okay.
build card advantage.
Yeah. I like the field presence, but I feel the row outshines that card by a lot.
Okay.
So what else? Oh, the 2/1. Yeah, the 2/1. Wait, we need to talk about the 1/1 actually. Sorry, the 1/1.
Which one won?
The one in your deck. What do you think
The
about
graph,
that card?
the graph
Yeah,
Zeppelin.
yeah.
Oh, so one, I like it because it costs 1 stock, so it lets me pay out stock, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The other reason is because it's level 2, so you can't just slam bombs into it. For its loss of encoring, like I guess most like 1/1s would have a form of encore, either hand or clock encore, which kind of makes up for
Okay.
getting like bomb weakness. And like it being a 7/5, like a 8K with this card, and then like 9/5, 10/5. Like I've usually, if I play it, it would be like the #1 priority card to protect, and
Okay.
like it offers a lot of field presence because it's 7/5, 8K like base on defense compared to the Bismarck, which would be a
Yeah.
7K, even though
7K
it's
on defense.
free.
So I take
And
it as a Bismarck replacement for
yeah,
the
I
card.
just actually say that. I think I
Okay.
like it better than the Bismarck.
Oh, there's also a 2/1, I think, assist in Kantai. New set
Uh,
gives 1K global and pay 2 tap clock plus.
oh, it's this card right here.
Yeah.
The other Graph Zeppelin.
Yeah, the other graph. Oh no, sorry. Level 3 or higher in front gain 2K.
Yeah, and
What do you
with
think of
rest
this
of
card?
I used to play it in my deck. I swapped it out for the 2 level 3 killers. The reason why is because I've like been experimenting, and I definitely think that like the Z3 backline is like strong enough. Because
Okay.
the 2 cards that I play that actually need to kill things at level 3 would be Kashima, which is like a 12K base, and the
Yes,
Prince,
it's
which is
very
also like a 12K base against level 3s. So
okay.
I'd either put them both at 14 with this card, and it was like 1K, one would put it at 15, or
Okay.
you can like, was it 12/5, tap 1/5, 13/5, 14, and then like 1K somewhere else. So I think like these two together can like equal out this card, and you don't have to like awkwardly play over or like move these up, and they can just sit on the field the whole game.
Okay. So I think Kantai used to play blue, right? And their assist would be Akashi,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
I guess we're gonna go to set 2
So
then. So you want to talk about like how the deck has changed?
yes, like you used to play Global 5, pay 2 tap search,
Yeah, Akashi.
along with another potentially Global 5 back row, correct? I don't remember very.
I think most it'd be like what?
The back row used to be Akashi plus something else, right?
I actually don't even remember what it used to be. I just remember like double Akashi was a thing. Maybe like a
Yeah,
brainstormer,
so
like an Ikazuchi brainstormer or a Hatsukaze.
yeah, so it went from a mediocre, I guess, power back row with pay 2 tap search to the current back row it has. So
Yeah.
do you think the level up pay 2 search is better than this pay 2 tap search?
I think it's less, or it's It technically it gives out the same power. It's a global 5, and then the thing is tap rest 1500.
Yeah.
So I think power wise they give out the same amount. And the rest 2 is obviously better because it's more controllable. So it's an act effect, and
Yeah.
you can control when you want to do it. While the other one is a level up, so it's I guess say more clunky. So I
Okay.
think like Akashi is still a better card because of that control.
What's a
But
level 1 card? Yeah.
it's level 1 and it's blue, and like we don't need to be playing blue anymore because of like
Okay.
everything else that the set released. Because like people
Yeah.
don't even play Taige anymore
Yeah. Rip Taige.
because
So
people have chosen to play Verni. Because essentially
yeah.
like the Z3s replaced Akashi, and or like yeah,
And
so
Prince
the two
replaced the
Z3s
entire one.
replaced these 2 cards,
Yes.
and that opened up the ability to play Verni instead of Hatsukaze,
Yes.
which just allowed you to like remove blue and not have to play this card anymore because Verni obviously has more or
Oh yeah.
has more value than like yeah, Verni has more
Yeah.
value than Taige.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. So Hatsukaze isn't played very much anymore, and like you said, it used to be part of the back row. So
Yeah.
this replaced Hatsukaze. And do you think blue is viable in Kantai at the moment?
Um what does it have? It
Like, what
has
do you think?
its combo is let's pull up its level 3, which would be the Italian ship. I've definitely seen this card being played.
I guess I'll have to talk about this then, huh? Because I think I'm the only one who's played a blue deck in our locals, right?
Yeah, so
If I
go
remember
over what the
correctly.
card does and
Pull up the level assist. In fact, pull up the level assist and then the old 1/1 Akashi. Because I guess this is a pretty important combo if you want to play blue.
yeah, start going over the card.
All right, so I'll go over the level 3 first while you're looking. So the level 3, when it's played through Littorio or from hand, heals 1. So that's a very simple effect. When another one of your characters attacks, it gains 1k. So if it attacks last, it's 11/5. It has a restand effect with the pants. Now, if this restood, say, pay 3, place 1 character from your hand into the waiting room, this would be a good card. However, this restand is pay 2, place a level 0 you really don't want to play in this deck from your hand into the waiting room. So what it ends up being, it ends up clogging your 0 game a lot in a deck that already has really good zeros that you don't want to sacrifice. So in my opinion, or in my deck, I played 0 to 1 copies of that level 0 and basically ignored the restand effect of this card. I think the mainstay, I would say, of the new level 3s is this synergy right here, with the 2/1 and the 1/1 Akashi. So, can you put the 1/1 Akashi on the right or in separate tab? Yeah, thanks. So the 2/1 is a level assist. 3 or higher, it gains the effect to pay 1, send it to the waiting room to place the level 3 into this card's previous slot. As you know, when the level 3 comes into play, it heals. So it essentially heal 1. So it becomes a level 3 when you're 3. That's not. That's one of the reasons why this card is OP. And the climax combos with the exact same card level 3 combos with, I believe. Yes, it does. And when you play it, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a Kanmusu character, you add it to your hand. Bring that card to original position. Now, when you combo with the 1/1 Akashi, 1/1 Akashi gives the character in front of this card 500 power and hand encore. So when you activate the effect of Littorio, you'll send it to the waiting room, and that will prime the encore effect that Ankashi gives to Torio. And before that effect goes off, you'll play the 3/2 from the waiting room onto the field. That primes the 3/2's heal ability, and then you can choose and then you encore the 2/1 and heal, and in whichever order you choose. So what ends up happening is you pay 1 stock 1 hand for a heal, as long as you have the 3/2 in the waiting room and you're level 3. And this can be repeated as many times as you want, and essentially creates essentially this combo is a 1 stock 1 hand heal 1. The one problem with that combo you probably don't. You might not have the stock in hand to do this. The 1/1 costs a stock, the 2/1 costs a stock. So you have to focus on either survival or stock generation. And honestly, if blue has a way to get through that, this can be a pretty good combo.
Like,
however, anti-heal exists, so rip.
Yeah, so I was thinking, like, as you're discussing that, you could play the 2/1, the other gate combo that people used to play. Let me pull her up too.
I'm playing Climax Searching.
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Haguro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you play 8 gates and you could play like this with her. And just like say like this card will actually builds up really good hand towards like level 2 game because they all replace themselves and like they all punch for each other.
It works well with and it works really well with Akashi.
Yeah. And like you can save the heal spamming for level 3. Because I don't know, are you trying to do the heal spam thing at like level 2 or level 3 usually?
You can't do it at 2. You have to be 3 to do it. It says it, yeah, because the 2/1 only getting into effect at 3.
Oh yeah, if you're a level 2 or higher, okay.
So you have to be 3.
Yeah. So what is your opinion on this? Like this seems interesting, maybe. Or like how did you have this like deck played when you were testing it?
Yeah, when I played the deck, I never looked into Haguro mainly because I don't own Haguro. I bought a bunch of set 3 cards, so I don't have most of the old stuff. Haguro, I'd say it costs a bit too much stock. When I was playing the deck, because problem with Haguro, it's not a level 3, so you're gonna be losing the level 3 field against actual level 3s. 1-10-5 really, or 2-1-10-5 or 2-1-11K really can contest the level 3 field too well. So you're gonna be paying 1 stock 1 hand to heal 1 at the same time, but while you're doing that, you're not gonna be able to do anything to your opponent's field. So you're probably gonna miss out on damage and fall behind. If you're already ahead, that's a different story, but from the start, then it might be a problem. I don't think like you lose comeback potential in my opinion.
So
the other way I play this combo uses the level 3s from the new set. Honestly, I wouldn't really call this viable at all, but I guess, do you want to talk about it? We don't have to talk about it.
What is it? Let's pull it up.
Oh god. It's the Tsuikakus. The 2 Tsuikakus. Oh my goodness.
We're gonna go into this card now. We're gonna talk about this over the Shokakus, the OP Shokakus.
The Shokakus are pretty OP. This card is bad, but I play it because reasons. Alright, it has more comeback potential than playing the Haguros in my opinion. Because these 3 2s, if you pull off the change, they're essentially 3 1s. Because okay, so let's go over what these 2 cards do. Tsuikaku Kaini. When she gets played, she can look at top X, and X is how many fleet field. +1 already when you play her. Essentially, you get your Haguro combo, quote unquote, +1. And if this card lives, during your beginning of your Encore phase, if it's rested, you can place this card into stock to change into the 3-2. Kaini, the second Kaini. The white shirt, Tsuikaku. So what that does is it makes the Tsuikaku a 3-1 level 3. And as you can see, that kind of means you did everything the Haguro did, but you didn't need a climax for it. So that's the main reason why I choose this combo over that. Level 3 Tsuikaku gets minus full in front. Discard a yellow character from hand into waiting room. It gains 2/5.
Yeah,
so that gives it some power. So with the level assist, that means that card hits 14k. And since your field has to have the 1/1 hand encore, your center lane is 14/5 on defense. And yeah, that's about it really. And eventually, since this is spammable, the white shirt, you have rest 2 of your characters play this card in the waiting room, choose the original Tsuikaku and play it into the previous slot. So you can theoretically chain this combo over many turns and never run out of hand.
Yeah, so like you'd have this on the field with like the 2/1, correct? Or
Yes, with the well, you would have the 2/1 level assist and the 1/1 hand encore as your back row that you can't get rid of. You have to keep those two.
because where am I looking for things? Like, so this deck is, so how good is this deck then?
It's pretty troll. I honestly don't think it's any good. I haven't won many games with it. I probably need to fix up the level 1 and 0, but I kind of gave up because anti-heal exists. It's just for fun. It's a fun deck. It's not a. I wouldn't call it a competitive deck because, or I think the reason it's not a competitive deck is solely because anti-heal exists. That is, yeah, that's my opinion on that.
What else do you want to talk about?
I guess since we're going through all the combos, that we went through most of the level 1 combos, right? So there's just one more.
We didn't talk about Akitsushima one, right?
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
Alright. I actually really like this card. So what it does is it's pay 1 when you play the climax, which is a stock soul, is placed in the climax area. You can give all your characters, or is it all other characters, or yeah, all your other characters reveal on attack, reveal top. If it's a ship girl, you can salvage one. So it's not free like Teruzuki, but you can potentially get like +6 off of like 3 stock. Like
Yes.
that's like maximum, I'd say. But minimally, like you probably won't whiff on 3 attacks, even if you play like one of them or 2 of them. So like the stock rate of like 1 card to 1 salvage averages out to be pretty fair. Like I feel like the minimum amount or like the maximum amount is better than like the minimum amount for like this card's potential plussing power.
Okay.
Which is why I really
So
like the card.
it's worth it, right? You on average get more than one.
Yeah.
Per 1 stock. Yeah. So again, in my experience when playing this card, I really don't like full fielding it. You don't need that many cards.
No, you don't. Like you play 1 or 2, you get like salvage
So,
like 2 to 4 cards off for like 2 stock. That's why.
I feel like having it as a 3 of is really good in your deck. A 3 of for this card. But do you think 3 of is a good number, or would you still make it 4?
No, I probably wouldn't play 4. Yeah, I agree with you. I think 3s would be good for a deck that played this.
Yeah, I don't think it's a need to talk about the deck I played that card in. Is there?
No, you're fine. Oh yeah, so I'll talk about Abukuma because I said I'd talk about this card earlier. Because I took out. What did I take out? I took out Abukuma for this card. So
yes,
this card, what it does is
burn 1.
Yeah, when this card is placed on field, you mill top card of your deck, and if it's a climax, burn 1, and it's a anti-early play reverser. So the burn 1 is purely like unconsequential. It doesn't matter. That effect doesn't matter. It's like really only good if you're trying to set games or if like you have last card of your deck is a climax.
Yeah.
So the reason why I switched to the Z1 is because I realized that this card actually gets an insane amount of power. If you use like the Z3 combo, it becomes 9/5 full field. Give the 15 to it, 9/5, 10, 11k. And if facing level 3, it's like 14. Right. So I actually think it's like an efficient way to kill things. And it carries over into level 3, where like if you need to play this card at level 3, opposed to the Abakuma, which is like you're trying to like sack on the burn, opposed to having a consistent way to kill something.
I see.
Which is why I actually think the Z1 is better.
So how big is it? It gets 500 for other characters, so it's 9k plus 3k gets a level 3, so that's 12k. And then you tap, give it 1/5.
Yeah, it's like 13/5.
13/5, and then you have the global 5, 14.
Yeah, and then you can.
It's 15.
Yeah. So it can kill things.
Yeah, and the power lasts until the end of opponent's next turn, so I think that's pretty important.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
you end up with a 10k 2/1.
Yeah.
Or a 10/5 if you have a full back row. And when you punch it, it gains even bigger. It gains even more
Yep.
power. I think it's a good card too. I would be playing it if I wasn't playing Row already.
Yeah.
Row just limits your options quite a lot.
Because it's because you in your deck. Let's go. You play like two. You play two like 8-card combos, which would be like the Row and the Vernies, and that takes up like an insane amount of room.
Yeah, I kind of regret not getting Princess, man. Just kind of. They're expensive.
Never too late.
It's expensive. Anyways, okay. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah.
I think I talked about most of my stuff.
Let's talk about one more card combo because I think this card is really, really cool.
Oh, right. Okay. I do play that, yes.
Alright, so
you want to talk about it or do you want me to talk about it?
Trying to figure out what is this? What does it need experience to early play? So
both of these in level zone.
Alright, so this deck you could only
One of
realistically
each.
play in a mono red deck with like splash. So okay, yeah. So I guess you need each one of these in the level to get this card to -1 level in hand. And when this card's placed on stage, you can pay one to play this other one. And this one's a healer, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So essentially it's like a 3-stock for
Plus,
2 level 3s and 1 heal.
And you get a +1. It's all in one card too. I guess it's important to know that it's a 3. It becomes like a 3/3. Just imagine a 3/3 event. Heal 1, play 2 level 3s. But with the condition of the other level 3 having to be in the winning room.
Yeah, I think like this card combo is like super hyper efficient.
Yeah.
Problem being is you have to like I've played the Rin Archer combo in Fate, the early play Rin with salvage.
Yes.
And requiring two two cards of the same color and experience highly limits the way you can play the deck. So you'd have to play it in like a mostly red level 1 deck, which I guess links back to the Akitsushima level 1, where we could play that and like maybe level 1 bombs or something. Or like a mono red.
Yeah. What did I play? Oh wait, no, we're not gonna no. Okay, I played a very non-viable card. My level 1 was pretty derpy. But yeah, I think ideally you would play Akitsushima as your level 1 for this deck. Maybe I don't know. Do you think you can be greedy and like go yellow?
Like yellow where?
Yellow level
1. It's super inconsistent, I'll tell you that much. Just all my experience of playing it in Fate is just sometimes you won't get yellow like in the clock when you need it.
Okay.
Or like you'll either not get level or you won't get these 2 cards experienced.
Okay, because I was thinking since those 8 cards, right? Since they're both level 3s, at Fate you have a level 1 archer, so your level 1 has to have like 4 archers, which is why I think it's clunky. Since they're both level 3s, you can I guess not ideally, you could theoretically play an entire deck of another color, right? And just have these 8 cards that are red. Right?
But then you'd have to level up red twice if you want to play this early play.
Yeah, like because you already in the so assuming your deck is all red, right? You have to level up these 2 anyways.
I got you. If you play like yeah, I got you now because
so now as long as you're not 1/0, you're guaranteed to have your other color.
Yeah, it makes sense. That would actually seem pretty good actually.
I never tried it out. I might try it. We'll see.
Yeah, if you could that would just like super open up your options actually. You could play it in any of the other colors.
Yes. Well, that's about it for this card, I think.
Yeah. Talk about Taiho because neither of us play Taiho.
Oh
because
yeah,
we both play anti-heal, so it'd be super weird to play it.
And people do play it with anti-heal though.
Yeah,
it's still good.
Actually, one of our people topped our WGP. Person who topped our WGP played it with 2 Hibikis in his deck, just as like a tech for anti-heal. Do you think you can play this card if you want to play Vernies? I
think you can. I mean, Bernie's. Well, if you want to play Bernie's. Oh, not Hibikis.
No.
Oh. That's a harder question. Because if you're trying to play Bernie, then this card becomes a lot more clunky.
Yeah, which means
And
we have to like
you
remove our level 1s from our deck, right? Like that aspect of the level 1.
you would make Bernie like situation almost like you would play 2 and 2 maybe Hibiki Bernie in that if you want to add this card into a deck that plays
Yeah,
Hibiki
so
and Bernie.
do you think you'd play Hatsukaze, or just you wouldn't play either, or you wouldn't like Tech Verni, or like how do
I
you
mean, you would
think
just play
this
Hibiki. You
card
play
can
Hibiki.
be?
You play mono only Hibiki.
Okay. So
Right?
what would you
Because I think, yeah.
what would you replace level 1 with for this card? Like,
Well,
because
uh, level 1 can be honestly anything, right? Anything that's meta right now should be playable.
okay, because this card has the convenience of having like the really easy early play condition of like the 2 or less, which I
Yes.
argue is like one of the best early play conditions. The healer, which
Yeah.
Kantai did not have for now, which was like a really good early play healer. The one thing that's really
It's also really good at yeah.
One thing that's really weird is like that your opponent uses act effect and gain 15. I always thought that was like a really weird effect for this card.
So it means this card is really good at killing things. If your opponent decides to punch, they're gonna have to try. They're gonna have to go against an 11k early play healer, and since your back row has tap plus 1/5 and then the global 5 plus another 1k, that's essentially a 14k they have to try and get like punch over. And so unless they're like TP Rin, let me see. Yeah, unless they're TP Rin or MSCG with double level assist, it's really hard to punch over this card.
Because you can just like not act on their turn, and like I think killing this thing as like a 9/5 or even like a 10k base is
It's not that hard,
yeah, I think
right? Or
I don't think this card's very defensive. And like do you
yeah,
think that's like worth it to play it in that case?
I mean, I think it's still worth it. It's pretty offensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it don't
it's defensively, it might make awkward turns for your opponent if they can't act. I mean, this is very situation. Like this is purely
yeah.
like, theoretical, but like your opponent, depending on their deck, might have awkward turns. So in some matchups, it's probably really, really good. What else is there? Oh, like in the Kantai mirror, I've played against Kantai of somebody else who played this card, not Yosuke, but some other person back in China who plays this card, and it can actually contest your characters because your back row is tap give 1/5, so that essentially matches when Kantai decides to tap give 1/5, that neutralizes the 1/5 power,
Okay.
which means that becomes like a 10k. And if you're playing a mirror match and they have a punch and you don't have a gold bar for your row combo, it's really hard to kill Taiho. Like really, really hard.
Okay.
Row's 9/5, you tap give it 1/5, that becomes 11k. Global 5, 11/5, 1k, 12/5. Hope I didn't math that wrong. 12/5, right? Wait, 9/5 plus 1/5 is 11k.
Yeah.
12/5, yeah, 12/5. And Taiho will be 11k. So any punch will get over that. So any 1/0 punch will be able to get over your row. Because assuming they also have the global 5 back row.
Yeah.
Which makes this really annoying in the mirror match.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, I think is that it? I think we're done.
I think that's it. Yeah. Maybe we'll make another one on the more obscure cards some other time. But I think we went over most of the meta choices, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, the 2/1 punch, 2/1 punch, 2/1 recycling punch. No, we missed a card.
Wait, which one?
The 2/1 recycling punch.
Which one is that?
Bismarck. The
Oh,
same art Bismarck.
sure. Okay. All right. So this card's
I've seen a lot of decks.
it's a 2/1. It's a 2/5 punch. 2/1 2/5 punch. With when you use it, you can pay 1 to grab back to hand. I played this card in my initial build. I took it out because I realized that like for me anyway, like the 1500 punches were enough,
We're good enough.
and like
You
I
didn't
don't
want to
really
punch that much, anyways, right?
yeah, I
If you're
didn't really
playing,
think that like the level like even with a 2/5 punch sometimes like I don't feel like because most of the level 3s I play are all like base powered except for like
yeah,
Musashi, and like
yeah.
punching from Musashi kind of sucks. So I
So,
kind of felt like trying to defend myself at level 3 was like not worth it sometimes. So I just didn't
okay.
like I felt like it was very like not helpful.
For me, I think I used to run that card too, but I like the 2-1 3K punch more, a lot more than that card. Just
Yeah,
because the well, it's sometimes Saki. I mean, it's a very okay. It's a very Saki card. If your opponent is in a situation where if you know your opponent has a few climaxes left in their deck and it's their last attack, you can just use this punch to get rid of those climaxes, and that's really a plus for you.
It just seems like a fun card to play.
Yeah, it's a fun card to play. It's also. I mean, I really think it's not insignificant though in the Monogatari matchup. It's probably a very. I think it's a fairly significant card in that matchup though.
Yeah. Like I agree that like occasionally like 3K punches are actually like pretty good, like better than 2/5s, especially because Kantai has a 1/1 2/5.
9/5 or oh you mean the 1/1 2/5 punch.
Where is it? Right here. So comparatively, these two cards, do you think recyclability is better than earlier use?
I think recyclability is better, but not because of the fact that the other one's in early use, but because at level 1, I don't think you need a 2/5 punch.
Especially
1/5 punch is enough, yeah, because of your assist.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's all for Bismarck Jai.
I think so. Are we done?
There are, yeah, I guess we're done.
All right, we're done.